care about me. Alright. How's everybody doing? We got the finals here of the Assassin vs. Assassin tournament. Daddy Slothington up against Quick Maps, aka Jabber Jaws. Looking clean underneath. We're rolling with it. We're rolling with it. Alright, so Fenrir, interesting choice here from Daddy Slothington to end up going Fenrir. Well, obviously he wants to go Fenrir. That's his god. That's his namesake. It's not his namesake. I don't know if that's anything to do with his name. But that's who he wants to play ideally. But the fact that he let Nem through when he just played it into Rexy. Oh my god, is he gonna die? My god. Took so much damage. It's not what he wants in this early game. He wants to shove. Oh, that shell. Jabber knows that he can't. Whoa. Nice jump. Really quick reactions on that. Jabber knew that he couldn't full commit there with the creeps, because the creeps would do so much damage to him. I mean, that's, you know, so important in the early game to recognize how much damage creeps can do. Yeah, Neath over here, having a good time, because like I said, this is the kind of start that you don't expect Nemesis to have, and I think he's just going to kill him. Wow, Jabber has been playing at such a high level lately, where everything that he does is so calculated, and he's just got a lot of calculated aggression. We've seen him, he actually, you know, he made a call out and said that Daddy Slothington should not be ranked 1 over him for the seeding of this tournament. And this man is trying to show it right now. And this guy's using the Luck of the Irish back too. All of a sudden everybody's using it. What? Nobody uses that unless I spectate them. It's some sort of running joke. But yeah, that's a great start for Nemesis to pick up the red buff, pick up the first blood onto Fenrir. Like I said, Sloth definitely knew that this was an option as he just picked it against Rexy. And, you know, ended up beating his Susano in a pretty close game. Incredibly close game, which, you know, the ending was great, right? So, we got, I'm sorry again about that. It's the fucking worst. There's nothing I could have done. But, yeah. So he knew about it, and he still picked Fenrir into that, knowing full well that he would be going up against the Assassin's Slayer. But he, I guess, valued his Fenrir more than that and said, you know what, I can win the early game and transition that snowball into a win, in my opinion, is probably what he figured. But this is not at all how he could have imagined it going. He's getting pressured out hard here. Bluestone picked up for the Nemesis, so she has a better time clearing. Death Toll for the Fenrir. That's pretty standard, the Death Toll Fenrir. It combines really well with his 2. He stays very healthy in the early game and is able to just stick around for a long time. There we go. He finally finds a jump onto this Nemesis. He hasn't found any stuns. Oh my, he's waiting on the ult here for this entire time. I don't know why he didn't do it sooner, but he does kill him there. Great play out of Sloth. Jabber, I'm not sure what he was doing, just completely forgetting that he has Ragnarok. Like, and I know another thing actually about Jabber that he just said, that you should never go beads. I don't know, he did say you never go beads, but he said that he questioned why Fenrir would go beads against Fenrir. He said that that you shouldn't buy beads against Fenrir. That's what he said, bottom line, alright? And he doesn't have beads here. And hopefully he gets called out pretty hard for it. This is game 1. Remember, this is a best of 3, so it can go anywhere up to 3 games. We'll see how these players evolve through the set. If Jabber will decide he does need that beads against Fenrir. Sloth's definitely, you know, like I said, crazy strong on Fenrir. So, you know, that proficient Fenrir play, he's looking to drag her into tower every time that he has the opportunity. Did fight into that shield a little bit too long, though, so he ends up taking way too much damage. Yeah, Fenrir's definitely upgrading his 1 in this matchup. The 3, in general, the 3 isn't really reliable to level in Duel, because if you're using it up against the wave, you're stagnant for too long. Your opponent can come over and just, you know, slice you up. And with the 1, you just get that quick burst of damage, and then you can move away. Of course, it also works better in terms of poke. And in terms of being able to use the stun from it as well, you know, that's generally going to be your main initiation. And when you go up against Nemesis here, you definitely want to use it to get rid of that shield. And he does just that. He's not going to get too much of a tower here, though, only 1. But Jabber, wow, tried to wait on that second one. That was really tricky timing. I don't think it was possible. He tried to wait on his second dash until after Brutalize was done so that Sloth wouldn't travel with him. But unfortunately, he ends up just staying within that creep area, and that hurts him even more. So I think he would have been better off trying to dash there. It's just kind of weird how he let the lead slip from him so quickly. It's some of it is just the strength of Fenrir, some of it's the strength of beats and not having them being an issue. Going horrific emblem instead, I gotta say, is very, very strange. Not going at least shell. He has, you know, no defensive relic up against Fenrir. And that is definitely a problem. And Sloth is going to abuse it. Now, like I talked about in previous sets, the fact that you can only go 1 defense item works against them a little bit. Because she can't build the 2 defense items and just lay waste to the ability damage from these assassins like she usually does, and just completely, you know, shred through their defense with auto attack and her ultimate, obviously. Wow, Sloth's just going toe-to-toe with autos here. And that's not a good sign. That's because he's picked up this Devo Gloves, and he's looking like he's going for an auto attack strategy in general. Ooh, picked him up. It looked like he might have started his dash animation there too. I think he... No, he didn't. But either way, Sloth gonna lay waste to Mr. Quick Maps again. And Jabber's been having an incredibly easy tournament. Apparently, he's gotten Circuit like twice, and he's just been snowballing through people. All of his matches have ended before 10 minutes. At least 2 of them did. Maybe the last one didn't, where he fought Nuda. I'm not sure how that one went. Well, actually, Nuda said he destroyed him. So, yeah. Again, he's just been having a free tournament. And Sloth here, the great opposition, shutting Jabber down right now. How you doing, Jarvis? The only thing I find weird is Sloth definitely fights into the shield a little too much right now. I'm not sure why he's doing that. He's just not respecting it that much. But it'll definitely come back to hurt him if he continues it. Especially, you know, through the late game. Oh my, this is not looking good for him. He's just trying to heal through it, but he's not getting much. With his 2 Devo Gloves half stacked, it looked like he was healing for nothing. He's very lucky to still get out of there. That just shows how poor Nemesis' early game is, that he was able to stand there auto-attacking creeps at less than 1/4 health and still just be fine, knowing that he can get away. Nem just really doesn't deliver on that damage early. Until she gets her auto-attack online, she's pretty piss poor. Red buff here gonna go to Sloth for free. We'll see if Jabber does end up picking up beads for the second relic, if he ends up respecting the Fenrir more or not. Shield of Thorns for Daddy Sloth, I think is definitely a good pickup in this scenario. Shield of Thorns probably going to be a pickup in almost every one of these instances. He's just autoing. He is literally just holding left click right now. He's going to have to do more than that against against Nemesis once she's got this stone cutting online, along with the full defense item. But he's cool to chill right now. He's not trying to push his lead more than he needs to. For some reason, I feel like he would want to right now. But he's, I guess, just respecting Jabber. You know, he knows how quickly Nemesis can turn these engagements on the aggressor. And look at this, Jabber recognizing that that this man is playing it cool. Says, you know what, I'm going to take the initiative here and go take Bull Demon. And he's absolutely going to get it because Sloth is just being super nonchalant. Really weird play out of Sloth in that instance. Maybe my man's just like eating a sandwich and just straight up walking forward. But that ends up being a nice little transition for Quick Maps. I can't call him Jabber. I keep looking at the name. God damn it. For Jabber, as he picks up that Bull Demon. It's not going to do too much for him. He did end up missing a wave for it, and you have to always acknowledge that, because that is a huge part of, or it's a huge, you know, sacrifice you got to note. And he does lose out on his buffs. It's pretty rough. He doesn't have push potential here for sure, so he's not going to make too much out of that Bull Demon. But it does give him a little bit of gold, a little bit of experience, and keeps, most importantly, it keeps Fenrir from getting it. Wow, that ult took no health. Jabber has just gotten so far behind right now. Like I said, you expect to see this as a possibility. No beads. He went to Shield of Thorns instead. Wait, how the hell did he... Oh, I just realized. Even Sloth tried to drag him into the tower, then he realized the tower is inactive. Oh, wow. Rip. Yeah, it also takes that away from him, which is pretty fucking huge, actually, and gets him a lot of tower poke here. Taking away the option to pull her into the tower. Did so much for him there. That could have absolutely been a kill otherwise. All right, now it wouldn't have been a kill, but it would have been it would have forced the it could have forced Jabber to back off. Stone cutting's finished here for Jabber. And it looks like Sloth is also picking it up. Like I said, unfortunately, me ruling it as a non-defense item definitely made it just about a must-buy for the event. I take full responsibility. But I don't think it's that bad that you have to get it. Like, it's only one item. It's not that. And it's not giving you a huge amount of defense. It gives you 30. And it's only when fully stacked. But it caters to auto attack too much, and I'd rather that not be the case. Devil Gauntlet is a fantastic item for Fenrir if he gets it stacked up. Sometimes you don't want to go into it because you want to really press that early opening and make sure that you snowball off of that. But Sloth, I think, almost always goes it, even if he is trying to win in the early. You can see here that this is another matchup he absolutely, Nem is generally taking a time bomb, and you have to win in the early, and he still decided to go here. There we go. That ult's actually going to cleanse the curse, too. So another reason why curse doesn't really work out too well for Jabber here in the matchup. He's staying under that tower, but I don't know if he's safe there. Oh, Sloth thought that he was going to make a big juke towards the tower. He doesn't. But with this positioning, he might be able to take the tower. It depends how quickly Quick Maps makes it back to the tower himself. Yeah, the longer this is drawn out, the better it is for Jabber. So that play for the Bull Demon was actually so huge. I didn't think it would be. Like I said, he didn't have push potential, but then Sloth kind of gave it up. And Jabber capitalized off of it so quickly. Uh-oh, this is a big play. Ult is available for the dog, and like I said, I don't know why he's auto-attacking through the shield, though, because he's healing him. Like, sure, it's not doing any damage to Sloth, or much damage to him, but it's healing Jabber. He probably would have killed him here if he just held off. Doesn't make the shield go away any sooner. So little mistakes like these could absolutely be his undoing if it allows Nemesis to get to full build. Hurting himself on him again here. I'm sorry, I know I'm nitpicking, but it is a pretty big deal. Look at how it still says stasis mode the entire tournament, even after I reset my Smite. You gotta love it. Sloth's gone into a, what looks like probably Executioner here, or Chins. Like I said, that interaction with the stone cutting is slightly different, but it should, like I said, I don't know how different. You guys let me know in the chat, actually, if you know how serious that interaction between stone cutting and Executioner is, and whether you should go Chins in that position. Wow, Sloth is just kind of cool with this. He's just like walking through it, and I feel like he's taking a lot of like easy outs. Maybe playing around a little bit too much with Jabber, not respecting what he's got in terms of turning it around. But he's got the chase now. We can see if he can actually take it. He does. There you go. It seems like he woke himself up a little bit there. Lured Jabber into an attack. And it actually looked like he was just willing to let Jabber go. Then he's just like, wait a minute. I need to win this. And now he's in gear. And he's going for the Bull Demon, and this now again is a very dominant position for him to be in. He's got a 2,000 gold lead. He's gonna have the Bull Demon down to a disabled Phoenix. This is definitely the Sloth we expect to see at this point. Yeah, Jabber absolutely needs anti-heal at this point, given that Fenrir is healing so much with his 2. I'm really surprised to see, well, the thing is, Jabber's been rushing the stone cutting because he considers it so broken in this tournament. And, you know, while it might be a must-buy in this tournament, I don't think that it needs to be, you know, in that slot particularly. I think going a little bit later is you know, absolutely fine and sometimes more effective, because if he was able to go breastplate, executioner, anti-heal item, whatever he would like in this position, I think he'd do better with the he's looking for beat stick here, but I think he'd do better with the other one, toxic. Yeah, toxic blade at this point, because it's just so much more anti-heal. Was it 20% more? Ooh, good pathing there from Jabber, but he doesn't have beads, and the dog's got him. And that's just it. Wow. I gotta say, honestly, it turned out to be a little bit of a sloppy game from both of these guys. Jabber with the active choice in going horrific and saying, no, you don't need beads against Fenrir. Hopefully, a statement has been made by Sloth here. A really dominant display when he really came back into it. And taking that as Fenrir is a big win. GG.